Margaret Holloway pressed the syringe into the hot chocolate and watched the white powder dissolve into nothing. Her hands were steady. Her smile was serene. Upstairs, 6-year-old Jaden Thompson was sleeping peacefully, trusting her completely. She had been poisoning him for 18 months. Tonight, she would increase the dose. The boy's father was in Singapore closing another billion-dollar deal. Everyone trusted Margaret. That was her gift. That was her weapon. By morning, Jaden would be back in the hospital. By morning, Marcus Thompson would cancel another business trip to rush home. By morning, Margaret would be exactly where she wanted to be. Indispensable. Irreplaceable. Forever. Before we continue this incredible story, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and follow Jaden's journey until the very end. Comment below with the city you are watching from, so I can see how far this story has traveled. Now let us begin. The new night nurse found the boy on the bathroom floor at 2:47 in the morning. Camille Washington dropped to her knees. The child was convulsing. His lips were turning gray. "Jaden, can you hear me?" She pressed 2 fingers against his neck. 42 beats per minute. A 6-year-old's heart should race at 90. "Someone call 911. Now." Footsteps approached. Not running. Walking. Margaret Holloway appeared in the doorway. Silver-haired, pressed nightgown. "This happens every few weeks. The boy has episodes." Camille looked up. "He's dying. Call 911. "There's no need for dramatics, dear. I'll prepare some tea." "Tea? His pulse is 42. I've cared for this child since birth. I know what he needs. If you don't call for help, I will." Margaret smiled. "Of course. Whatever you think is best." But she did not move. Camille dialed with trembling fingers. When she looked up again, Margaret was still smiling, still watching. The ambulance arrived in 8 minutes. The lead paramedic checked Jaden's vitals and swore. "How long has he been like this?" 10 minutes, maybe more." He looked at Margaret. "Ma'am, you're the guardian." "Housekeeper. He has anxiety issues." "This isn't anxiety." The paramedic's voice was flat. "This is toxicity. Somebody's been giving this child something he shouldn't have." Margaret's eyes shifted to Camille. The message was clear. You say nothing. They loaded Jaden into the ambulance. Camille climbed in without asking. Margaret stood on the mansion steps, illuminated by red and blue lights, still smiling. At Yale New Haven Hospital, Dr. Keisha Reynolds ran the blood tests twice. Benzodiazepines, high concentration, chronic exposure, at least 18 months. Camille's stomach dropped. Someone's been drugging him deliberately. This is systematic poisoning, 26 hospitalizations in 18 months, each time he'd stabilize here. Then go home and get worse. The common variable is the home. Someone in that house has been poisoning this child. Marcus Thompson arrived at 6 in the morning. His expensive suit was wrinkled. His hands shook as he gripped the bed railing. "What happened?" "Mr. Thompson, the tests show your son has been poisoned, deliberately, for at least 18 months. He stepped back. "That's impossible. Who would do that?" His voice trailed off. His eyes went distant. "The hospitalizations," he said slowly. 26 times. Nobody could figure it out. Because nobody was looking for poisoning. Marcus turned to Camille. "You found him tonight?" "Yes, sir." Margaret wanted to give him tea. "Yes, sir." He was quiet for a long moment. "Miss Washington, you just started tonight. You could walk away, but you didn't. Why?" Camille thought about Maya Jenkins, 5 years old. Bruises she had noticed and ignored. A funeral she had not been allowed to attend. "Because I made a mistake once. A child died because of my cowardice. I won't make that mistake again." "The agency said your license was suspended. Negligence case." "Yes, sir." "And yet you're still here." "I can't change what happened to Maya Jenkins, but I can make sure it doesn't happen to Jaden." Marcus nodded. "Then stay. Whatever you need. I need someone I can trust." Camille's phone buzzed in the hospital chapel. Unknown number. Miss Washington, my name is Rosa Mendez. I used to work for the Thompsons. Rosa, I've been hoping you'd call. That woman, Margaret, she's evil. What do you mean? Every night at 3 in the morning she would go to Jaden's room with hot chocolate. Special recipe, she said. But he would drink it and get sick. I asked her what was in it. She smiled and said it was love. Did you see her put anything in it? No. She made it alone in her private pantry, the one with the lock. What about Jaden's blanket? Rosa's breath caught. How did you know? Know what? The blanket. She never let anyone touch it. It was so heavy, like something was inside. I asked about it once. 2 days later I was fired. Would you testify? I can't. I have 3 children. Margaret knows where they go to school. Rosa's voice broke. I just wanted someone to save that little boy. The line went dead. Camille returned to the Thompson estate at 3 in the afternoon. Margaret was in the kitchen. Miss Washington, back so soon? Jaden's coming home tomorrow. Mr. Thompson asked me to prepare his room. How thoughtful, but I've already handled it. Mr. Thompson requested it. Something flickered across Margaret's face. Of course. Whatever you think is best. Camille turned toward the stairs. Miss Washington, you're different from the others. Rosa was weak. Sophie was neurotic. But you. Margaret set down her teacup. You're damaged. Something broke you. And broken things are dangerous. Is that a threat? An observation. This house has rules. Those who don't follow them find employment elsewhere. Camille waited until Margaret was in the garden. Then she moved. The pantry door was locked. Camille pulled 2 bobby pins from her hair. Her brother Darius had taught her this when she was 15. 1 click. 2. 3. The lock turned. On the top shelf, 4 bottles without labels. White powder inside. Then she saw the notebook. October 15th. 1 milligrams in hot chocolate. Mild sedation. October 22nd. 1.5 milligrams in soup. Vomiting tremors. Good. November 3rd. 1.5 milligrams in cocoa. Marcus canceled Tokyo trip. 18 months of documentation. A poisoner's diary. There was more. Polaroid photographs. Margaret at Marcus's wedding, her face tight with rage. Margaret holding newborn Jaden. Her expression possessive. Hungry. At the bottom, a newspaper clipping. Local woman dies in car crash. Vanessa Thompson, 35. Brake failure cited as cause. Someone had underlined brake failure in red ink, and another note, older. Carolyn thought she could send me away. Carolyn was wrong. Now Marcus is mine. Margaret had killed Marcus's mother too, 31 years ago. A creak. Footsteps. Camille shoved everything back, made it to the hallway just as Margaret entered. Find everything you needed. Just familiarizing myself with the house. I know about Maya Jenkins. Margaret moved closer. I know about your suspension. If you try to interfere, I will destroy what's left of your life. You're threatening me. Do we understand each other? Perfectly. Camille went to Jaden's bedroom. The blanket was folded at the foot of the bed. Navy blue. Heavy. She found scissors. Cut along a hand-sewn seam. Inside a plastic bag. White powder. 30 grams. And more. A lock of blonde hair. Jaden's hair, tied with a red ribbon. And a note. My boy, my family, my purpose. They try to take you from me. First Carolyn, then Vanessa, now these nurses. But I am the only one who truly loves you. 3 generations. 3 murders. 1 obsession. The door opened behind her. Margaret stood in the doorway, no longer smiling. You just couldn't help yourself. Camille held up the evidence. I found everything. Who will believe you? A disgraced nurse. A black woman accusing a white woman who served this family for 42 years. Marcus will believe me. Marcus loves me. I raised him. Marcus loves his son more. Margaret's composure cracked. She pulled a syringe from her pocket. You have two choices. Walk away, or join the others. Camille saw the flash of metal. She lunged sideways. The needle passed through empty air. Camille grabbed the bedside lamp, swung hard. Margaret ducked, drove her shoulder into Camille's midsection. They crashed into the dresser. The syringe clattered to the floor. Both dove for it. Camille got there first. Margaret grabbed her wrist, twisted. The syringe fell again. Margaret grabbed Camille's hair, yanked hard. Camille drove her elbow backward. Connected. Margaret's grip loosened. Camille scrambled away. You can't win this, Margaret said. I have lawyers, friends in the district attorney's office, 42 years of goodwill. What do you have? The truth. Margaret's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen. Fear crossed her face. It's the hospital. Mr. Thompson is bringing Jaden home tonight. I'm not leaving that boy alone with you. Fine. Stay. But know this. You are in my house. And in my house, I always win. She left. Camille stood alone. She had found evidence of 3 murders, 18 months of poisoning, and in 4 hours Jaden would be back in this house. She pulled out her phone. Mr. Thompson, it's Camille Washington. We need to talk before you bring Jaden home. What about? Margaret has been poisoning your son. She killed your wife. She killed your mother. And I can prove it. Silence. Tell me everything. Not on the phone. Margaret might be listening. Meet me at the hospital. If what you're saying is true, it's true, sir. Every word. I'll be there in 2 hours. Camille gathered the evidence. The powder, the photographs, the notebook. But as she turned to leave, she noticed something she had missed. A small door in the corner, painted the same color as the wall. She opened it. A crawl space. Inside boxes. Dozens of boxes. Medical records. Dr. Harold Finch. Psychiatrist. Records showing regular visits. Weekly. For 18 months. But Jaden had never mentioned a psychiatrist. She read the notes. Patient exhibits attachment disorder. Recommend continued medication. Mother figure essential for stability. Mother figure. Margaret. Margaret had a doctor writing prescriptions, legitimizing the abuse. She found another box. Older. Carolyn Thompson, Marcus's mother. 31 years ago. Dr. Harold Finch. Patient exhibits paranoia. Believes housekeeper is poisoning her. Recommend sedation. The same pattern. The same doctor. And then Carolyn had died. There was more. Vanessa Thompson. Patient believes housekeeper is poisoning son. Recommend medication. Margaret had tried to drug Vanessa too, but Vanessa had refused. Had tried to fire Margaret. And then her brakes had failed. 3 generations. 1 doctor. 1 housekeeper. Camille heard footsteps in the hallway. Heavy, fast, multiple people. She barely had time to hide before the door burst open. 2 men in suits. She's not here. Check the other rooms. Mrs. Holloway said she might try to run. Margaret had called for backup. The men searched. Didn't see the crawl space. Clear. Let's check downstairs. They left. Camille moved. Couldn't go out the front. The window. She climbed out onto the trellis. Thorns tore her hands. She dropped the last few feet. Pain shot through her ankle. She ran, through the garden, toward the back gate. There she is. Footsteps behind her. She sprinted for her car, fumbled for keys, got in, hit the locks. A hand grabbed for the handle. She floored it. In her rearview mirror, Margaret stood on the steps, still smiling. Her phone rang. Miss Washington, that was very dramatic, but pointless. I have everything, Margaret. The notebook, the prescriptions. Dr. Finch, all of it. Medical records can be faked. Notebooks can be forged. You're a desperate woman trying to redeem yourself. Marcus will believe me. Will he? He's known me for 38 years. He's known you for 12 hours. Check your rearview mirror. Camille looked. A police car. Lights flashing. I called them 5 minutes ago. Told them a disturbed former employee attacked me. They're very concerned. The siren wailed. You have two choices. Pull over and get arrested, or keep driving and become a fugitive. Camille made a decision. She pulled over. The officer approached. Ma'am, step out of the vehicle. Officer, I'm a nurse. I have evidence of child abuse. 18 months of poisoning. I received a report that you assaulted an elderly woman. Another car pulled up. Black sedan. Marcus Thompson stepped out. Officer, I'm Marcus Thompson. This woman is my employee. She's not a threat. Sir, I have a report. Marcus handed him a phone. That's the district attorney. She'd like to speak with you. The officer listened. His face changed. Mr. Thompson, my apologies. You're free to go. Marcus walked to Camille's car. Show me. She pulled out everything. The notebook, the photographs, the medical records. Marcus looked at each piece. His face grew paler with every page. This is my mother's handwriting. She wrote that she was afraid of Margaret. Your father believed Margaret instead. Everyone believed her. His voice broke. Because Margaret was drugging her. And then your mother died. Heart failure. At 32. Caused by 18 months of benzodiazepine poisoning. Marcus closed his eyes. 31 years. She was at my wedding. She was in the delivery room when Jaden was born. She thinks Jaden is hers. Marcus looked at the note. My boy. My family. My purpose. We need to get Jaden, now. He made a call. David's security team at the estate. Lock it down. No one leaves, especially not Margaret Holloway, and call the FBI. They drove to the hospital together. Why did you stay? Marcus asked. Really? Because I know what it feels like to fail a child. There's no redemption for that, but maybe if you save the next one, you can learn to carry it better. Jaden's going to need help. I want you to be that person. I just met your son 12 hours ago. You saved his life 12 hours ago. Jaden was awake when they arrived. Small, pale, but awake. Daddy. Marcus rushed to him. Hey, buddy, I'm here. I had a bad dream. The chocolate lady was in it. Marcus stiffened. The chocolate lady? Miss Margaret. She gives me chocolate at night, but it tastes bad, and then I feel sick. Jaden's face crumpled. I don't want chocolate anymore, Daddy. You never have to drink that chocolate again. Miss Margaret is going away. She's never coming back. Promise. I promise, buddy. Camille's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. A photograph. Margaret standing at the edge of the hospital parking lot. The message was simple. This isn't over. She's here, at the hospital. I thought your security was holding her at the estate. Marcus grabbed his phone, dialed. David, where is Margaret Holloway? He listened. His face darkened. What do you mean she wasn't there? He hung up. She knew. She left before my team arrived. Someone warned her. She's had 42 years to build her network. I don't know who I can trust anymore. Eleanor Thompson. Marcus's mother stepped forward. She had arrived an hour earlier. You can trust family, real family. Mom, stay with Jaden. Don't let anyone in except me or Camille. What about the doctors? Only Dr. Reynolds, no one else. Marcus turned to Camille. We need to find Dr. Finch. He's been writing prescriptions for Margaret for 30 years. Where is he? His practice is in Greenwich, 20 minutes. They found Dr. Finch in his office at 10 o'clock at night. He was feeding papers into a shredder. He looked up when they entered. His face went pale. "Mr. Thompson, I didn't expect—" "Stop shredding. This is private patient information." Marcus crossed the room, grabbed the papers. "Carolyn Thompson, Vanessa Thompson, Jaden Thompson. My mother, my wife, my son. Those are confidential. These are evidence of a 30-year conspiracy." Marcus's voice was deadly calm. "You've been helping Margaret drug my family." "I don't know what you're talking about." Camille stepped forward. "I found your files at the estate, your prescriptions, your notes recommending Margaret stay in the home." Finch backed away. "I want a lawyer." "You'll get one, after you tell me everything." "I'm not saying anything." "Then let me tell you what happens. I call the FBI. They seize your records. They trace every prescription, every dollar Margaret paid you." "She didn't pay me." "Then why did you do it?" Finch's face crumpled. "She has something on you," Camille said quietly. "Doesn't she?" "It was a long time ago. A patient. 35 years ago. He couldn't finish. "You assaulted her." Finch said nothing. "Margaret found out. She's been blackmailing you ever since. She said she would help me. Cover it up. All I had to do was write a few prescriptions." His voice was barely audible. "I didn't know what she was doing with them. For 35 years. I didn't have a choice. She had photographs, recordings. How many families?" "What?" "The Thompsons aren't the only ones." "How many?" Finch's silence was damning. "How many, Harold?" "7. 7 families over 42 years. "How many died?" 12, maybe 15. Marcus's phone rang. "Eleanor, what's wrong?" His face changed. "What do you mean he's gone?" Camille's heart stopped. "Where's Jaden? Mom, where is my son?" He listened. His face went white. "I'm on my way." He hung up. Margaret took Jaden. They made it back to the hospital in 11 minutes. Eleanor was crying. "I only stepped out for 2 minutes. A nurse said there was an emergency call. When I came back, he was gone." "What nurse?" "Young, black hair. I'd never seen her before." Security footage showed it clearly. A young woman in scrubs entering Jaden's room, leaving 3 minutes later with a wheelchair. A small figure slumped in the chair. The woman pushed the wheelchair to a service elevator, exited through a loading dock. A black van was waiting. "She planned this," Marcus said. "She knew we would find the evidence. She must have a place, somewhere she feels safe." Camille grabbed Eleanor's arm. "Did Margaret ever talk about anywhere special?" Eleanor shook her head. Her whole life was this family. Marcus looked up. "Her sister." "What?" "Margaret had a sister, Patricia. She died when I was a child. Said it was the worst day of her life." Camille searched on her phone. "Patricia Holloway. Died 1989. Found dead in the Ashford estate. Ruled suicide." "The Ashford family. That's Vanessa's family. That's the estate where I live now." "Margaret's sister worked there before Margaret did. And she died there. There's a guest cottage on the property. No one's used it in decades. That's where she took Jaden." The guest cottage was a mile from the main house, hidden by trees. Marcus killed the headlights. "If she sees us coming, she might hurt him." They approached on foot, one light in the window, candlelight. "She's in there." "How do we get in?" "Back door, through the kitchen." They circled around. The door was unlocked. The cottage smelled like dust and lavender, Margaret's perfume. Voices from the front room. "I want my daddy." "Jaden." "I know you do, sweetheart. But Daddy doesn't understand what's best for you." "I want to go home." "You are home. This is where you belong. With me. Just like your daddy belonged to me." Marcus started forward. Camille grabbed his arm. "Wait. We need to see if she has help." They crept closer. Margaret sat in a rocking chair. Jaden was on the floor, his wrist tied to the chair leg. His face was wet with tears. No one else visible. She's alone. Marcus pushed the door open. Margaret looked up. She smiled. Marcus, I knew you'd come. Let him go. I can't do that. He belongs here, with me. Your sister died here. Margaret's smile flickered. You remembered. I remember everything now. They destroyed her, the Ashfords. They used Patricia and threw her away, just like they tried to throw me away. Her voice hardened. But I didn't let them. You're not staying anymore. It's over. Is it? She reached down and stroked Jaden's hair. The boy flinched. I have your son. I have leverage. I don't care about leverage. Then give me what I want. What do you want? Safe passage, a plane, enough money to disappear. And if I refuse? Margaret pulled out a syringe. Then Jaden joins his mother, and his grandmother. Camille stepped forward. Margaret, listen to me. Miss Washington, I should have killed you when I had the chance. Take me instead. Let Jaden go. Why would I do that? Because I'm the one who found the evidence. I'm the one who told Marcus. Jaden's just a child. You're trying to distract me. I'm trying to give you what you want. Revenge. Margaret studied her. You don't understand. I saved him. I saved Marcus. I saved this whole family. You killed them. I protected them. Margaret's composure cracked. 42 years, I had no husband, no children, no life outside these walls. They were going to throw me away. So yes, I fought back. Jaden is 6 years old. Children grow. They change. They stop needing you. Unless you give them a reason to need you. The confession hung in the air. Marcus dialed 911. Margaret lunged for the phone. Camille dove forward. The needle caught her in the shoulder instead of Jaden's neck. She felt the liquid burn. Marcus grabbed the chair, yanked it backward. Margaret fell. Camille's vision blurred. Her legs gave out. Camille, get Jaden. Get him out. Marcus untied his son, lifted him. Margaret struggled to her feet. You're not leaving. Not again. Camille's hand found the fallen syringe. There was still liquid inside. She threw it. The needle caught Margaret in the thigh. Margaret stumbled. Her eyes went wide. No, this isn't... Her words slurred. Her head dropped. Silence. Camille's consciousness was fading. Marcus! I'm here. I've got you. She felt arms lift her. Then nothing. Camille woke in a hospital bed. Dr. Reynolds was there. Easy. You took a heavy dose. We had to pump your stomach. Jaden. He's fine. His father is with him. Margaret. In custody. Police have her in the psych ward. She's alive. Barely. Her heart stopped twice. Camille closed her eyes. Tears came. Marcus appeared in the doorway. Jaden was asleep in his arms. You saved my son's life. I did what anyone would do. No. You did what no one else was willing to do. He's going to need help. I know. But at least now he has a chance. Because of you. Detective Lisa Torres arrived that morning. We found Margaret's files at the cottage. 35 years of documentation. Names, dates, methods. Finch is cooperating fully. How many victims? 17 confirmed. 7 families. 3 decades. And no one ever suspected. She was invisible. The help. Who pays attention to the housekeeper? Torres's phone buzzed. Sarah escaped custody. 3 officers dead. She had help from inside. Sarah. Sarah Mitchell. Constance Holloway's daughter. She's been visiting her grandmother at the nursing home for 8 years. Constance Holloway. Margaret's aunt. She's been alive this whole time, living under a fake name. There's another one, There are hundreds. That's what Sarah told the interrogators before she escaped. The Holloways weren't unique. They were just one branch of a much larger tree. 2 weeks later, Sarah Mitchell sent a message. 24 hours. Bring your son to the East Hampton estate, or everyone you love dies. Marcus's company stock dropped 40%. Billions gone. She triggered a sell-off, Torres explained. Planted stories about fraud. Your board is in emergency session. This won't get her Jaden. No, but it will make you desperate. They found Eleanor tied up in the basement of the estate, alive. But Sarah was gone. Camille made a decision. I need to talk to her. She's killed dozens of people. She's also Constance's daughter, raised by a monster, trained by a monster. Camille grabbed Marcus's hands. I can reach her. How? Because I've been where she is. Lost. Guilty. Desperate. Torres put out a statement. Camille wanted to talk. Unarmed. Alone. Within an hour, her phone buzzed. You have a lot of nerve. Sarah's voice. I know what Constance told you. Silence. You don't know anything. She rejected you. At the nursing home. She told you the truth. You're guessing. Then why are you crying? Another silence. What do you want? To talk, face to face. So you can trap me. I'm reaching out because I think you need something the FBI can't give you. And what's that? Someone who understands. The diner was small, nearly empty. Sarah walked in, alone. Her eyes were red. You came. You asked nicely. Tell me about your father. Sarah's smile flickered. My father was a good man. He loved me, and my mother killed him. Because he was a loose end. Because he was a target. That's all any of them are. You wanted to be like her. I wanted to matter. In this world, the people who have money don't see the people who serve them. We're invisible. Sarah leaned forward. Until we're not. That's not power. That's manipulation. Is there a difference? Yes. Power builds. Manipulation destroys. Sarah was quiet. My grandmother said I was a disappointment. That Margaret was always her favorite. Her voice cracked. She said I was supposed to eliminate the Thompson family completely, and I couldn't even do that right. Your grandmother is a monster. Her opinion doesn't define you. It's the only opinion that ever mattered. You have a choice, Sarah, right now. Keep killing, keep destroying, or choose something different. Like what? Like stopping. Like turning yourself in. Like telling the authorities everything. They'll execute me. Maybe. But at least you'll die free. They sat in silence. I killed children, Sarah finally said. Twins. 3 years old. I know. How can you sit here with me? Because I've looked in the mirror. I've seen the person I was 3 years ago. Camille reached across the table. We're not so different. We've both failed children. The only question is what we do next. I don't know how to be anything else. Then learn. Sarah looked at their joined hands. If I turn myself in, they'll dismantle the network. Hundreds of people will be exposed. The alternative is letting more children be poisoned. Sarah was quiet. Then she made her choice. Call Detective Torres. Tell her I'm ready to talk. The interrogation lasted 12 hours. Sarah gave them everything. Names, locations, methods. By the next morning, arrests were happening across the country. Dozens of operatives. Hundreds of collaborators. Margaret Holloway died in her hospital bed 3 days later. She never regained consciousness. Never apologized. They buried her in a small cemetery. No one attended except the priest. The inscription was simple. Margaret Holloway, 1958-2024. May God have mercy on her soul. 6 months passed. The trials began in January. Sarah Mitchell testified for 72 hours. Her testimony brought down 417 people in 12 states. Camille watched from the gallery. Sarah sat in the witness box, her face pale but composed. She answered every question, named every name. The prosecutors called her a monster. The defense called her a victim. The jury called her guilty. Life in prison. No possibility of parole. When the verdict was read, Sarah looked at Camille. Something passed between them. Gratitude, resignation, peace. Then the bailiffs led her away. "She'll die in there," Marcus said quietly. "She knows. Do you think she deserves it?" "I think she deserves worse. But I also think she deserved a different life." Constance Holloway died 3 days after Sarah's conviction. Heart failure, 90 years old. No one attended her funeral, not even Sarah. The network crumbled within months. Safe houses raided, bank accounts frozen, operatives scattered. Most were caught, some disappeared. A few took their own lives, but the hierarchy was broken. It was over. Almost. Jaden started therapy in February. Dr. Monica Freeman. Calm, patient. Exactly what he needed. "How's he doing this week?" "Better," Camille said. "He ate breakfast without checking the food first." "Progress. What about the attachment behaviors?" "Still strong. He panics if he can't see Marcus for more than a few minutes." "That's normal. He lost his mother. Then the person he trusted most tried to kill him. His brain is trying to make sure he never loses anyone again." "Will it get better?" "With time. With consistency. With people who show him that love doesn't come with conditions." Jaden was waiting in the playroom. He had arranged his toys in a specific pattern. Soldiers guarding a castle. "Ready to talk, buddy?" "I guess." Camille left them alone. Marcus was in the kitchen. He looked tired. Running a $2 billion company while caring for a traumatized child was taking its toll. "How's the Singapore deal?" "Falling apart. My partners think I'm distracted." "Can you delegate?" "I've been delegating for 3 months." He rubbed his eyes. "I'm thinking about stepping back, taking a leave of absence." "Can you afford that?" "Financially, yes. Professionally, I don't know." "But you'd have Jaden." "Yeah." He looked toward the playroom. "I'd have Jaden." The phone call came while Jaden was still in therapy. Marcus answered. His face changed. "When, where?" Camille moved closer. "I understand. Keep me informed." He hung up. His hands were shaking. "What happened?" "Dr. Finch is dead." "What?" "They found him in his cell this morning. Hanged." Camille's blood went cold. "Margaret died of cardiac arrest. Now Finch hangs himself. 2 key witnesses in 3 months. You think someone killed him? I think someone is cleaning up loose ends. But Margaret is dead. The conspiracy is over." "Is it?" Camille grabbed his arm. "Margaret worked for 7 families. She documented everything. She had leverage. You think someone else was involved? I think Margaret wasn't working alone." Marcus's phone buzzed. A text. He read it. His face went white. "What is it?" He showed her the screen. "Dr. Finch talked too much. Your son talked too much. Make sure he stops." They moved fast. Marcus doubled the guards. New cameras, new locks, new protocols. Jaden didn't understand why everyone was suddenly so tense. "Is something wrong?" "Nobody. Everything's fine." "You're lying. I can tell when grown-ups lie." Camille knelt beside him. "Something happened. Something that scared your daddy. But we're going to keep you safe." "Is the chocolate lady back?" "No, sweetheart. She's gone forever. This is something else." "Something worse. We don't know yet." Detective Torres arrived that afternoon. "We found something in Finch's cell, hidden in his mattress." She placed a photograph on the table. Margaret Holloway, standing with another woman, both young. maybe mid-20s. Who's the other woman? We don't know. The photo is from the late 1980s. Camille studied the image. Something familiar about the second woman. Patricia. That's Margaret's sister. Patricia Holloway died in 1989. But why would Finch have this? Torres pulled out another evidence bag. A note. We found this with the photo. Finch wrote it. Marcus read aloud. Margaret was not the beginning. Patricia was not the end. The family is larger than you know. Protect your son. They're coming for him. Who's they? That's what we're trying to find out. Torres stood. I'm assigning a protective detail, 24 hours a day. Eleanor Thompson arrived from Atlanta that evening. Show me the note. Marcus handed it over. Eleanor read it 3 times. Her face grew paler. I know who wrote this. Finch wrote it. The words are Finch's, but the ideas are someone else's. Eleanor sat down. Margaret had a mentor, her aunt, Constance Holloway. Constance is dead. She disappeared in the early 90s. Everyone assumed she was dead. Eleanor looked at her son. Constance was the original. Margaret was the student. Then Margaret's death didn't end anything. It just made things worse. Camille started digging. Constance Holloway, born 1935, worked as a housekeeper for 50 years, disappeared without a trace. No death certificate. No missing persons report. But there were police reports from the families she had worked for. Deaths, accidents, suicides. The pattern was identical to Margaret's. She taught her, Camille said. Everything Margaret did, Constance did first. How many victims? 9 so far, but there could be more. And no one ever caught her. People don't vanish completely. There's always a trail. Torres called the next morning. Facial recognition found a match. Constance Holloway is alive, living in a nursing home in upstate New York, under an assumed name. What name? Catherine Howard. That's a queen's name, executed for treason. There's something else. The nursing home records show she's had regular visitors, same person, every month, for 8 years. Who? We don't know, but we have security footage. Torres sent the image. A woman, mid-40s, dark hair. Camille stared at the photo. I've seen her before. Where? The hospital, the night Jaden was kidnapped. She was the nurse who lured Eleanor away. You're sure? Same build, same hair. She's still out there, connected to Constance. Connected to Margaret. Connected to everything. They went to the nursing home. Constance Holloway was 89, wheelchair-bound, sharp mind. She smiled when she saw them. You found me. I wondered when you would. You know why we're here. Of course. Margaret, my beautiful niece. She killed 17 people. 23. She was always modest. You taught her. I taught her the craft, but I also taught her restraint. She forgot that lesson. Who's your visitor? The woman who comes every month. My daughter. Silence. You have a daughter. I have many things you don't know about. Constance smiled. She's been watching your family for years, since before Jaden was born. What's her name? Does it matter? You won't find her. What does she want? To finish what Margaret started. They rushed back to the estate. Jaden was safe. Eleanor was with him, but something was wrong. Where's the new maid? Marcus asked. Sarah? She's in the kitchen. Get her, now. Security brought her in. Young, dark hair, the same woman from the nursing home footage. You, Camille breathed. Sarah smiled, the same smile as Margaret. Hello, Camille. I've been waiting to meet you properly. Sarah didn't run, didn't fight. Go ahead, arrest me. You won't find anything. You've been in this house for a week, near my son. I wanted to see what the fuss was about, why Margaret was so obsessed. And what did you find? That she was right. You're special. broken in interesting ways. You're insane. I'm patient. Sarah looked at Jaden. Don't worry, little one. I'm not going to hurt you. Not yet. Get her out of my house. Gladly. But know this. Sarah's eyes met Marcus's. My grandmother taught my aunt. My aunt taught me, and I've taught others. We're everywhere. You can't stop us. I stopped Margaret. No, Camille stopped Margaret. You were too blind to see what was right in front of you. The officers led her away. She looked back one more time. This isn't over. It never ends. Jaden wouldn't stop shaking. She was here. The whole time. I know, baby. I'm so sorry. How many more are there? Camille didn't have an answer. Marcus stood in the corner. His face was gray. This is my fault. I let her into my home. You didn't know. Jaden did. He said she smiled wrong. I told him to be polite. You're listening now. That's what matters. Sarah was questioned for 6 hours. She gave them nothing. I haven't done anything illegal. I applied for a job. I got hired. You're connected to multiple murders. Prove it. They couldn't. Camille spent the night in the study surrounded by files. At 2 a.m. she found it. Sarah Mitchell, born 1978. Mother Constance Holloway. Father David Mitchell. David Mitchell, wealthy businessman. Died 1995. Heart failure, just like Marcus's mother. Sarah had been orphaned at 17. Her father murdered by her own mother. She's not just a follower, Camille whispered. She's a victim too. Camille requested a private meeting with Sarah. She's not going to talk to cops, but she might talk to me. Why? Because I was like her once, trapped by my past. The prison was maximum security. Sarah was waiting. You came. You asked. Tell me about your father. Sarah's smile flickered. My father was kind. He loved me. My mother killed him anyway. Because he was a target. Because love is weakness. That's what she taught me. She was wrong. Was she? Look where love got you. Maya Jenkins. The suspension. 3 years of guilt. And yet I'm still here. Still fighting. Still broken. Everyone's broken. The question is what we do with the pieces. Sarah stared at her coffee. My grandmother told me I was disposable, that I was never her daughter, just her tool. She was wrong about that too. How do you know? Because tools don't cry. Tools don't feel betrayed. Camille reached across the table. You're human, Sarah. A broken one, but still human. I've done terrible things. So have I. So has everyone who's ever lived long enough to make real mistakes. I killed children. I know. And you still came. Because everyone deserves one person who sees them, really sees them. Sarah's eyes were wet. What do you want from me? Help us stop the network. Give us names, locations. They'll kill me. Maybe. Or maybe you'll die knowing you finally did something good. Sarah was quiet for a long time. There's a list. Hidden in my grandmother's safe deposit box in Switzerland. Every family. Every operative. Everything. Where's the key? Buried with my father. She thought no one would ever look. Why are you telling me this? Because you're the only person who ever treated me like a human being. Sarah's voice broke. Even after you knew what I was. Camille brought the information to Torres. Within weeks, the investigation expanded. International cooperation, Interpol, FBI, MI6. The safe deposit box contained records going back to 1892. 7 families, thousands of operatives, millions of victims. The largest criminal conspiracy in human history. And it was finally coming to an end. Camille's nursing license was reinstated in March. In light of your actions, your exceptional service, we're prepared to offer full restoration. With commendation. Her hands shook. I don't know what to say. Say yes. She was a nurse again. Marcus found her on the porch that evening. I heard. Congratulations. Thank you. Are you going back to hospital work? I don't know. Part of me wants to. But another part doesn't want to leave. Doesn't want to miss Jaden growing up. What have we built here? She looked at him. A family. A real one. Marcus moved closer. Stay. Not as Jaden's caregiver. Not as my employee. Stay as whatever you want to be. What do you want me to be? Everything. He took her hands. I love you, Camille. I've loved you for months. I'm not sane. Neither am I. Maybe that's why we work. She laughed, then cried, then kissed him. When they pulled apart, Jaden was watching from the doorway. Are you and Daddy getting married? Maybe someday. I hope so. Then you'd be my real mom. Camille's heart stopped. I'd like that baby. I'd like that very much. The proposal came 6 weeks later. Marcus didn't do anything fancy. No big gestures. Just the two of them on the porch at sunset. Marry me. Camille's breath caught. What? Marry me. Be my wife. Be Jaden's mother. Marcus, I know it's fast. But I've never been more certain of anything. Are you sure? After everything? Vanessa would have wanted this. She would have wanted me to be happy. She would have wanted Jaden to have a mother who loves him. I do love him. I love you both. Then say yes. She looked at the ring. Simple. Elegant. Yes. Jaden's reaction was everything. Really, 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 Miss Camille is going to be my mom. Really, really. Does this mean I can call her mom now? You can call her whatever she's comfortable with. Jaden looked at Camille. His eyes were shining. Can I call you Mom? Camille couldn't speak. She nodded. Mom. Jaden tried out the word. Mom. Mommy. Mama. Sweetheart, you don't have to. I want to. I've wanted to for so long, but I was scared you might leave. I'm never leaving. Never ever. Promise? I promise. Jaden threw himself into her arms. I love you, Mom. I love you too, baby. The wedding preparations began immediately. Eleanor took charge. Guest lists, catering, flowers. Someone has to keep this organized, she said. God knows you two can't do it yourselves. Mom, it doesn't have to be fancy. My only son is getting married. It's going to be at least a little fancy. Camille laughed. I've never had a mother-in-law before. Well, you've got one now, and I intend to spoil you rotten. Torres called with an update on April 3rd. The network is collapsing faster than expected. Sarah's testimony is destroying them. How many arrests? 512, 12 countries, more coming every day. Any threats to the family? Nothing credible. The leadership is in prison or dead. The operatives are scattered. So it's really over. It's really over. Camille hung up, looked at Marcus. Torres says the network is done. You don't sound convinced. I've learned not to trust good news. Maybe this time is different. Maybe. But something nagged at her, a feeling she couldn't shake. Jaden started school in April. Public school. Normal kids, no security details. Camille walked him to the door. What if they don't like me? They'll love you. What if they find out about my family? Then you tell them the truth. Bad things happened, and you survived. What if they think I'm weird? Everyone's weird, sweetheart. The coolest people own it. Jaden looked at the school doors. Mom? Yes, baby? Thank you for saving me. Camille's eyes stung. Thank you for letting me. She watched him walk through the doors, watched him join the crowd. Then she went to the car and cried. Marcus picked Jaden up that afternoon. How was it? Jaden was bouncing. I made a friend. His name is Deshaun, and he likes dinosaurs, and his dad works at a car wash. That's amazing, buddy. And Mrs. Patterson says I'm really good at reading. You are a good reader. And we had pizza for lunch. Real pizza. Not the kind Miss Margaret used to make. Camille and Marcus exchanged looks. It was the first time Jaden had mentioned Margaret without fear. Progress. The first threat came on April 15th. A letter. No return address. You destroyed our family. We will destroy yours. Torres traced the postmark. Ohio. Could be a disgruntled operative. Someone who lost everything when the network fell. Should we be worried? I'm assigning additional surveillance. But honestly, these letters are common after major prosecutions. Most of them are just venting. Most? We'll be careful. The second letter came a week later. Your son is beautiful. He walks to school every morning at 8:15. Blue backpack, Spider-Man keychain. Marcus's hands shook as he read it. They've been watching him. We need to pull him out of school. And tell him that he's never safe, that he has to hide forever. We tell him the truth, that bad people are still out there. He's 7 years old. He just started to feel normal. Normal doesn't exist for us anymore. They compromised. Security escorts, different routes every day, check-ins every hour. Jaden didn't understand. Why is Mr. Davis following me everywhere? He's protecting you. From what? From people who might want to hurt you. The chocolate lady's friends. Something like that. Jaden was quiet. I thought it was over. So did we, baby. So did we. Torres traced the second letter to a woman named Helen Price, 62 years old, former housekeeper, arrested in the network sweep, but Helen Price was in prison. Someone sending letters on her behalf, Torres said. We're checking her visitor logs. How many visitors? 17 in the past month, all family members. Any suspicious? Her daughter visited twice. Martha Price, 34, works as a nanny in Connecticut. Camille's blood went cold. A nanny? For the Richardson family. Old money. 3 children. Have you checked on those children? Torres's face changed. I'll make some calls. The Richardson children were fine, but Martha Price had disappeared. She didn't show up for work yesterday, Torres reported. Her apartment is cleaned out. She's running. Or hunting. They increased security. Armed guards, surveillance drones, motion sensors. The estate became a fortress. Jaden hated it. I can't go outside anymore. You can go outside, just not alone. It's the same thing. It's temporary, sweetheart. That's what you said about the hospital. That's what you said about Montana. It's never temporary. He ran to his room, slammed the door. Camille followed. Jaden. Go away. I know you're scared. I'm not scared. I'm angry. That's okay too. Silence. Can I come in? More silence. Then, fine. She opened the door. Jaden was on his bed, face buried in his pillow. I hate this. I know. I hate being different. I hate having guards. I hate that everyone knows my family is broken. Your family isn't broken. Yes, it is. My real mom is dead. My fake mom tried to kill me. And now someone else wants to hurt me. Your real mom loved you. I love you. Your dad loves you. That's not broken. Then what is it? Complicated, but still whole. Jaden looked up. His eyes were red. Are you gonna leave? Never. Even if it gets dangerous. Especially if it gets dangerous. Why? Because that's what moms do. They stay, no matter what. He crawled into her lap. I don't want to be scared anymore. I know, baby. Neither do I. Martha Price surfaced on May 1st. She was spotted in Greenwich, 3 blocks from Jaden's school. She's stalking him, Torres said, building a pattern. Can you arrest her? For what? Walking on a public street. She's connected to the network. We can't prove that. Her mother was arrested, not her. So we wait until she hurts someone. We wait until she makes a mistake. Marcus didn't wait. He hired private security, former military, 6 men rotating shifts. If she comes near my son, they have orders to detain her. That's not legal. I don't care about legal. I care about Jaden. Martha Price made her move on May 8th. 2:47 p.m. Jaden's school. She walked through the front door, signed in as a substitute teacher. The security guard didn't question her. She had credentials, references, everything looked legitimate. She was heading toward Jaden's classroom when the real substitute arrived. "Excuse me, who are you?" Martha smiled. "Just leaving." But the confusion bought enough time. The school went into lockdown. Police were called. Martha Price was arrested in the parking lot. They found a syringe in her purse. Same compound Margaret had used. And a note. "For the boy who destroyed my mother's life." Jaden didn't go to school for 3 weeks. He stayed home, watched cartoons, built Lego castles. But he wasn't the same. "Is she going to get out?" "No, baby. She's going to prison for a very long time." "What about her friends? The police are watching them." "What about people we don't know about?" Camille didn't have an answer. Dr. Freeman increased Jaden's therapy sessions. He's experiencing hypervigilance. Classic trauma response. Will he get better? With time, with stability, with people who make him feel safe. We're trying. I know, but he needs to see that the world isn't all danger, that there's joy too. How do we show him that? Give him normal experiences, playdates, birthday parties, a wedding. The wedding. Children thrive on celebrations, on proof that life goes on. Camille talked to Marcus that night. "We should move up the wedding." "Really?" "Dr. Freeman says Jaden needs something to look forward to. Something happy." "What about the security concerns? We keep it small. Family only. The estate is already a fortress." Marcus considered. June 10th. Our 6-month anniversary. That's 3 weeks away. Is that too soon? It's perfect. The preparations intensified. Eleanor coordinated everything. Flowers, food, music. Jaden was assigned a special job. "You're the ring bearer." "What's that?" "You carry the rings down the aisle, the most important job at the whole wedding." His eyes went wide. "Really? Really? Think you can handle it?" "I can handle it." For the first time in weeks, he smiled. The wedding day arrived, June 10th, sunny, warm. The ceremony was in the backyard, mountains in the distance, 50 guests, family, close friends, the people who had stood by them. Torres came in plain clothes. Dr. Reynolds brought her family. Rosa Mendez flew in from Texas. Even Sophie Laurent sent flowers from Paris. Jaden walked down the aisle first. He wore a tiny tuxedo, carried the rings on a velvet pillow. His face was serious, determined, like he was protecting the most precious cargo in the world. Marcus stood at the altar, tears in his eyes. Then Camille appeared, white dress, simple, elegant. She walked alone, no one to give her away. But she wasn't alone. She had never been less alone. Eleanor officiated. "We're gathered here to witness something beautiful. 2 broken people choosing to be whole together." Marcus took Camille's hands. "I didn't know I needed saving until you saved me. I didn't know what family meant until you showed me. I promise to love you, to protect you, to choose you every single day for the rest of my life." Camille's voice shook. "I spent 3 years believing I didn't deserve happiness. You proved me wrong. I promise to love your son as my own, to stand beside you in every storm, to never ever walk away." Eleanor smiled. "Anyone object?" Jaden raised his hand. The crowd gasped. "I object to anyone who tries to take my mom away. Ever." Everyone laughed. So noted. Eleanor wiped her eyes. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Marcus kissed Camille. The crowd cheered. Jaden squeezed between them. Does this mean I can call you both Mom and Dad now? You could always call us that. I know, but now it's official. The reception lasted until midnight. Dancing, toasts, laughter. Jaden danced with everyone, his grandmother, his father, his mother. He was happy, genuinely happy, for the first time since this all began. Torres found Camille by the punch bowl. Beautiful ceremony. Thank you. I have news. Didn't want to ruin the day, but you should know. What? Sarah Mitchell requested to see you. She says she has information about remaining threats. I thought the network was dismantled. So did we. But Sarah says there's one more layer we missed. What kind of layer? She wouldn't say, only that it involves Jaden directly. Camille looked at her son, dancing with Marcus, laughing. I'll go tomorrow. You don't have to. Yes, I do. The prison was cold. Gray. Sarah looked worse. Thinner. Paler. You came. You asked. Congratulations on the wedding. I saw the pictures online. What do you want, Sarah? To warn you. She leaned forward. There's someone we never caught. Someone even my grandmother feared. Who? They call her the grandmother, the original, the one who started everything. Constance was the original. Constance thought she was. But she was trained too, by someone older, someone who's been doing this for 70 years. That's impossible. She'd be ancient. She's 92, and she's still alive, still running things from the shadows. How do you know this? Because she contacted me, last week, through the prison system. She said if I didn't finish the job with Jaden, she would send someone who would. Camille's blood turned to ice. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm done. Done being a weapon. Done destroying families. Sarah's eyes were wet. I've done terrible things. I can't undo them. But maybe I can stop someone else from doing the same. Who is she? This grandmother. Her name is Evelyn Ward. She lives in Vermont, has for decades, runs a bed and breakfast. Looks like someone's sweet old granny. That's her cover. That's everyone's cover. Invisible, harmless, until they're not. Camille brought the information to Torres. Evelyn Ward, 92 years old, Vermont. Torres ran the name. She exists. Bed and breakfast in Montpelier. No criminal record. No connections to the network. Sarah says she's the original, the one who trained Constance. Sarah could be lying. She could be. But she's never lied before. Torres was quiet. I'll send a team. Quietly. If she's clean, no harm done. If she's not, then we end this. For good. The team arrived in Vermont on June 18th. Evelyn Ward's bed and breakfast was charming, Victorian, well-maintained. She greeted them at the door. Officers, what a pleasant surprise. Would you like some tea? Mrs. Ward, we have some questions about your past. Of course, dear. Come in. I have nothing to hide. She was cooperative, pleasant, exactly what you'd expect from a 92-year-old grandmother. But something was wrong. The officers noticed small things. A locked basement door. A slight nervousness when certain topics came up. They requested permission to search. She refused. I'm sorry, but this is my home. You'll need a warrant. They got one. The basement contained files. Hundreds of files. Every family the network had infiltrated over 100 years. And at the center, a photograph. Evelyn Ward. Young. Beautiful. Standing beside a child who would grow up to be Constance Holloway. She started everything, Torres said when she called Camille. Trained Constance. Constance trained Margaret. Margaret trained Sarah. 4 generations of murderers. Is she talking? She's proud of it. Says the system is rigged against working people. Says she was just evening the score. What happens now? She'll die in prison, but she's 92. Might not be there long. And the network. We got the last of them. It's really over this time. Camille hung up, looked at Marcus, at Jaden, at Eleanor, her family. It's over. Marcus pulled her into his arms. You did it. You ended something that lasted 100 years. We did it. Together. Jaden tugged at her dress. Mom, what's over? The bad people, sweetheart. All of them. Forever. Forever. He hugged her tight. Good. Because I don't want to be scared anymore. You don't have to be baby. Not ever again. The summer passed peacefully. Jaden went back to school, made more friends, joined a soccer team. Marcus returned to work, part-time, delegating more. Camille took a position at the Children's Hospital, 3 days a week. Eleanor stayed in the guest house, spoiling everyone. Normal. Finally, normal. On August 15th, Jaden turned 8. The party was enormous. Half his class, all the neighbors. He blew out the candles in one breath. What did you wish for? I can't tell you. Then it won't come true. Later, after the guests left, he found Camille on the porch. Mom. Yes, baby. I wished that you would stay forever. You know I'm staying. I know, but I wanted to make sure. She pulled him close. I'm not going anywhere. None of us are. This is home now. Forever. Forever and ever. He fell asleep in her arms, and for the first time in 2 years, Camille believed that forever might actually be possible. September arrived with cool mornings and golden light. Jaden started 2nd grade. New teacher, new classroom, same friends. He ran to the car every afternoon with stories about what he'd learned. Mom, did you know dinosaurs had feathers? I did not know that. And Mrs. Chen says I'm the best reader in class. That's amazing, sweetheart. And Deshaun invited me to his house on Saturday. Can I go? Please. Camille looked at Marcus. He nodded. You can go. Jaden cheered. Normal. This was what normal felt like. 9:15 a.m. September 12th. Camille's first day back at the hospital full-time. Pediatric emergency. The same ward where she'd worked before Maya Jenkins. Before everything fell apart. Her supervisor was Dr. Amanda Foster. 53. No nonsense. Nervous? Terrified. Good. Means you care. Dr. Foster handed her a chart. Room 3, 6-year-old. Possible appendicitis. Parents are frantic. Camille took a breath. Then she went to work. The girl's name was Sophia. Blonde hair, blue eyes, crying. It hurts. I know, sweetheart. We're going to help you. She examined Sophia gently, checked vitals, asked questions. The parents watched anxiously. Is she okay? We need to run some tests, but I think we caught it early. Sophia grabbed Camille's hand. Are you going to make the pain go away? I'm going to try my best. Promise. Camille thought about Maya. About all the promises she hadn't kept. I promise. Sophia went into surgery that afternoon. Routine appendectomy. Camille waited in the hallway, pacing, praying. When the surgeon emerged, she held her breath. She's fine. Textbook procedure. Relief flooded through her. She had kept her promise. 10:30 p.m. Camille came home exhausted, exhilarated. Marcus was waiting with dinner. How was it? Hard. Wonderful. Everything I remembered. Any difficult cases? 1. 6-year-old, appendicitis. She sat down. She reminded me of Maya. Are you okay? I'm better than okay. I saved her, Marcus. I made a promise and I kept it. You always keep your promises. Not always, not before. Before was before. This is now. Jaden appeared in the doorway. Mom, you're home. Hey baby, shouldn't you be asleep? I couldn't sleep. I wanted to wait for you. She opened her arms. He ran into them. How was your first day? Good. I saved a little girl. Like you saved me? Different, but the same. I'm proud of you, Mom. Her heart swelled. I'm proud of you too, baby. October brought changes. Torres called on the 3rd. Sarah Mitchell wants to see you again. What does she want? She wouldn't say, but she's been asking for weeks. Camille hesitated. I'll go tomorrow. The prison felt different this time. Familiar. Sarah was waiting. She looked healthier, less hollow. You came? You keep asking. I have something for you. She slid a paper across the table. A letter to Jaden. Why? Because I owe him an apology for everything my family did to his. Camille looked at the paper. Did you read it? It's not for me. What does it say? That I'm sorry. That none of it was his fault. That he deserves a happy life. Why now? Because I'm dying. Sarah's voice was flat. Cancer. They found it last month. 3 months, maybe less. Camille's breath caught. Sarah, don't. I don't want sympathy. I don't deserve it. She looked at her hands. I just wanted him to know, before I'm gone, that not everyone who hurt him was a monster all the way through. You're not a monster. Yes, I am. But maybe monsters can still do one good thing before they die. Camille took the letter. I'll give it to him. Thank you. Sarah's eyes were wet. And Camille? Yes. Take care of yourself. You're one of the few good people I've ever met. Camille drove home in silence. The letter sat on the passenger seat, heavy with meaning. She didn't know if Jaden was ready to read it. Didn't know if he ever would be. But she would keep it. Until he was. 11:45 a.m., October 15th. Jaden's soccer game. Camille sat in the stands with Marcus and Eleanor, cheering, clapping. Jaden scored his first goal. He ran to the sidelines, pumping his fist. Did you see that? Did you see? We saw, baby. You were amazing. I'm going to be a professional soccer player. You can be anything you want. Anything. Anything in the whole world. He ran back to his teammates, laughing. Marcus took Camille's hand. Remember when he wouldn't leave his room? I remember. Look at him now. He's healing. We all are. November. Sarah Mitchell died on the 8th. Torres called with the news. She went peacefully, in her sleep. Did she say anything? At the end? The nurse said she was talking to someone named David. Her father, they think. Camille closed her eyes. David Mitchell. The father Constance had murdered. Maybe in the end, Sarah had found her way back to him. What happens to her body? No family to claim it. She'll be buried in the prison cemetery. No. What? I'll claim her. Camille, she tried to kill your family. She also helped save them. She deserves better than an unmarked grave. Torres was quiet. I'll make the arrangements. They buried Sarah in a small cemetery outside Greenwich. Camille was the only mourner. She stood at the grave, read the headstone. Sarah Mitchell, 1978-2024. May she find peace. You made mistakes, Camille said quietly. Terrible ones, but you tried to make them right. That counts for something. The wind rustled through the trees. I hope you found your father. I hope he forgave you. I hope wherever you are, you're finally free. She placed a single flower on the grave. Then she walked away. Thanksgiving was at the estate. 20 people, family and friends. Eleanor cooked for 3 days. Marcus helped, badly. You're burning the potatoes. I'm not burning them, I'm caramelizing them. Caramelizing doesn't smell like smoke. Jaden set the table, counted the places 3 times. Is everyone coming? Everyone. Even Detective Torres. Even Detective Torres. What about Dr. Freeman? She's having dinner with her own family, but she said to say hi. Okay. He paused. Mom. Yes, baby. This is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever. What makes you say that? Because everyone I love is going to be in one room, and no one is trying to hurt us. Camille's heart ached. You're right, sweetheart. This is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever. Dinner was chaos. Beautiful chaos. 20 people talking at once, passing dishes, laughing. Marcus stood to give a toast. 1 year ago, I almost lost my son. I almost lost myself. Then this woman walked into my house and changed everything. He looked at Camille. You saved Jaden's life. You saved my life. You gave us something we didn't know we needed. A family. To family, Eleanor said. To family, everyone repeated. Jaden raised his apple juice. To Mom. To Mom. Camille wiped her eyes. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Marcus said. Just stay. Always. December. Christmas preparations began. Jaden made a list, checked it twice. I want a bike, and a Lego set, and a puppy. A puppy? A small one. That can sleep in my room. Marcus looked at Camille. What do you think? I think we should discuss it. Please, Mom, I'll take care of it, I promise. Let's see how Christmas goes. Is that a maybe? That's a we'll see. That's basically a yes. He ran off to update his list. We're getting him a puppy, aren't we? Marcus grinned. We're totally getting him a puppy. Christmas morning. Jaden woke at 5 a.m., bouncing. Wake up, it's Christmas. It's also 5 in the morning. Santa came, I heard him. They gathered in the living room, tree glowing, presents stacked. Jaden tore into his gifts, the bike, the Lego set. Then Marcus brought out the last box. It was moving. What is it? Open it and see. Jaden lifted the lid. A golden retriever puppy looked up at him, tail wagging. A puppy. He lifted the dog out, hugged it close. What's his name? That's for you to decide. Jaden thought hard. Sunny, because he makes me happy. That's perfect, sweetheart. Best Christmas ever. The puppy licked his face, and for one perfect moment, everything was exactly right. January. 1 year anniversary. 1 year since Camille had found Jaden on that bathroom floor. 1 year since everything changed. They celebrated quietly. Dinner at home. Just the 4 of them, plus Sunny, who had already claimed the best spot on the couch. Hard to believe it's been a year, Marcus said. Feels longer. In a good way or a bad way? Both. Everything that happened. It feels like another lifetime. It was another lifetime. We're different people now. Better people. I'd like to think so. Jaden looked up from his dinner. What are you talking about? About how lucky we are. Because of Mom. Because of all of us. I'm lucky too, Jaden said seriously. I have the best family in the whole world. Even better than Deshawn's. Way better. Deshawn doesn't have a dog. They laughed. Sunny barked, and the anniversary felt less like an ending and more like a beginning. February, Valentine's Day. Jaden made cards for everyone. For Marcus. Best dad ever. Thanks for the puppy. For Eleanor. Best grandma ever. Thanks for the cookies. For Camille. Best mom ever. Thanks for saving me. Camille held the card. Hand-drawn hearts. Crooked letters. This is beautiful, sweetheart. Do you like it? I love it. More than anything. More than anything in the whole world. He beamed. I made it special. Because you're special. You're special too, baby. I know. He grinned. We're both special. That's why we match. March. Camille got a call from the hospital. There's a case we need your help with. A 7-year-old boy. Suspected abuse. Her blood ran cold. What kind of abuse? We're not sure yet, but the mother's story doesn't add up, and the injuries are concerning. I'll be right there. The boy's name was Marcus Jr., small, quiet, terrified, bruises on his arms, a cut on his forehead, eyes that looked everywhere except at the adults. Camille knelt beside him. "Hi, sweetheart. I'm Camille. I'm a nurse." He said nothing. "You're safe here. No one's going to hurt you." Still nothing. "Can you tell me what happened?" He looked at his mother. She smiled tightly. He fell, playing outside. Camille had heard that story before, with Maya. She wasn't going to make the same mistake. "Marcus, can I talk to you alone for a minute?" The mother stiffened. "I don't think that's necessary. It's standard procedure." "He already told you what happened." "I'd still like to hear it from him, alone." The mother's smile vanished. "Fine." She left. Camille sat beside the boy. "It's just us now. You can tell me the truth." Marcus Jr. was quiet for a long time. Then, "Mom's boyfriend hits me." "How often?" "Every day, when I'm bad." "What makes you bad?" "Everything. Being loud, being quiet, being hungry, being not hungry." Camille's heart broke. "That's not being bad, sweetheart. That's just being a kid." "Mom says I deserve it." "Your mom is wrong." He looked up, surprised. "She is. She's very wrong. No one deserves to be hurt, especially not children." "Are you going to help me?" "Yes, baby, I'm going to help you." "Promise." She thought about Maya, about Jaden, about every child she had failed and every child she had saved. "I promise." She filed the report that afternoon. Social services came. The boyfriend was arrested. Marcus Jr. was placed in foster care. It wasn't a perfect ending, but it was a beginning. Torres called the next day. "I heard about the case. Good work." It was hard. The hard ones always are. "I almost didn't see it. The mother was convincing." "But you did see it. That's what matters." "I keep thinking about Maya, about what I missed." "You can't save them all, Camille, but you can save the ones in front of you." "Is that enough?" "It has to be." April. Jaden's birthday was on the 15th. 8 years old. The party was at the park. Bounce houses, face painting, 30 screaming children. Jaden ran everywhere, laughing, playing. When it was time for cake, he made everyone gather around. "Before I blow out the candles, I want to say something." Everyone went quiet. "Last year I was really scared. I thought bad things would happen forever. But then Mom came, and she made everything better." He looked at Camille. "Thank you for being my mom. Thank you for choosing me." Camille couldn't speak. "Now I'm going to make a wish. And I'm not going to tell anyone what it is, because it's a secret." He closed his eyes, blew out the candles. "What did you wish for?" Deshawn asked. "I already told you. It's a secret." "Come on." "Fine." Jaden grinned. "I wished for next year to be even better than this one." "That's a boring wish." "No, it's not. It's the best wish, because it means I'm happy now, and I want to stay happy." Camille wiped her eyes. Marcus put his arm around her. "He's going to be okay." "I know. So are we." "I know that too." May. Dr. Freeman's final session with Jaden. "I think we've done good work here." "Does that mean I'm fixed?" "It means you've healed, a lot. You don't need me every week anymore." "What if I get sad again?" "Then you talk to your parents, or call me, but I don't think you'll need to." "Because I'm strong now." "Because you've always been strong, you just didn't know it." Jaden considered this. "Dr. Freeman." "Yes. Thank you for listening to me, even when I said scary stuff. That's my job." No, it's more than that. You made me feel like my feelings mattered. They do matter. They always have. I know that now. He hugged her. Goodbye, Dr. Freeman. Goodbye, Jaden. Take care of yourself. I will. I have people who help me now. June. Anniversary of the wedding. 1 year married. Marcus planned a surprise. Dinner at the restaurant where they'd had their first real conversation. The hospital cafeteria. This is where you told me about Maya. I can't believe you remember that. I remember everything about that day. You were scared, determined, beautiful. I was a mess. You were perfect. They ate terrible cafeteria food, laughed at the memories. 1 year, Camille said, feels like forever. In a good way. In the best way. Marcus. Yes. Thank you for believing me. That first night, when I told you about Margaret. Thank you for staying when you could have walked away. I couldn't walk away. Not from Jaden. Not from you. I know. That's why I love you. I love you too. They kissed. The cafeteria lady applauded. Get a room, you two. They laughed all the way home. July 4th, Independence Day. Fireworks on the lawn, the whole neighborhood. Jaden watched with wide eyes. Mom, look, that one's red. I see it, baby. And that one's blue. Beautiful. This is the best 4th of July ever. Better than last year. Last year I was in the hospital. This year I'm home. She pulled him close. Yes, you are. Mom. Yes, sweetheart. Do you think the bad times are really over? She thought about Margaret, about Sarah, about Constance, about all the darkness they had survived. I think the bad times made us stronger, and I think the good times are just beginning. How do you know? Because we're together, and nothing bad can happen as long as we're together. Promise? I promise. The fireworks exploded overhead, red, white, and blue. Jaden cheered, and Camille held him tight. Her son, her purpose, her redemption. August. Camille visited Maya Jenkins's grave. She went alone. Early morning. The headstone was simple. Maya Jenkins, 2015 to 2020. Beloved daughter. It's been 4 years, Camille said quietly. 4 years since I failed you. The wind rustled through the grass. I've saved others since then. Children like you. Children who needed someone to see them. She placed flowers on the grave. I'll never stop carrying you. Never stop remembering what I should have done. But I've learned to carry you differently now. She touched the headstone. You taught me something, Maya. You taught me that silence kills. That looking away is choosing the abuser. That every child deserves one person who will fight for them. Tears streamed down her face. I'm that person now. For Jaden. For Marcus Jr. For every child I meet. Because of you. She stood for a long moment. Rest easy, sweetheart. I've got it from here. She walked away. But this time, Maya didn't follow. The guilt was still there, would always be there. But it had transformed. From a weight into a purpose. From a prison into a promise. September. 2 years. 2 years since Camille had found Jaden on the bathroom floor. They celebrated with a family dinner. Jaden made a toast. 2 years ago I was really sick. I thought I was going to die. But then Mom came. And she didn't leave. Even when it was scary. Even when people tried to stop her. He raised his glass of apple juice. To Mom. The bravest person I know. To Mom. Everyone echoed. Camille stood. 2 years ago I was broken. I thought I didn't deserve to be happy. To be a nurse. To be a mother. But then I met a little boy who needed me. And he taught me something. What? Jaden asked. That being broken doesn't mean being finished. That the worst thing you've done doesn't have to be the last thing you do. That redemption isn't about erasing the past. It's about building a better future. She looked at her family, Marcus, Jaden, Eleanor, Sonny. I'm grateful, every single day, for this life, for this family, for the chance to be something more than my mistakes. We're grateful too, Mom. I know, baby, I know. December. Christmas again. Another tree. Another pile of presents. Another morning of chaos and joy. Jaden was 9 now. Bigger, stronger, happier. He still had nightmares sometimes. Still checked his drinks before he drank them. Still flinched occasionally when strangers got too close. But he was healing. Every day, a little more. Mom? Yes, sweetheart. I want to tell you something. What is it? I'm not scared anymore. Of what? Of anything. Because I know you'll protect me. Always. And if something happens to you, Dad will protect me. And Grandma. And Sonny. That's right. So I don't have to be scared. Because I'm never alone. Camille pulled him into her arms. You're never alone, baby. Never ever. I know. He smiled. That's why I'm not scared. New Year's Eve. They gathered on the porch, watching the stars. Marcus held Camille close. What's your resolution? No more resolutions, just gratitude. That's not a resolution. Fine. My resolution is to keep being grateful, every single day. I can work with that. Jaden counted down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Fireworks exploded in the distance. Sonny barked. Eleanor raised her champagne. To family. To family. They clinked glasses. And in that moment, surrounded by the people she loved, Camille understood something. She had spent 3 years believing she didn't deserve happiness, believing that one failure defined her forever, believing that redemption was impossible. She had been wrong. Redemption wasn't impossible. It was a choice, a daily choice to be better than yesterday, to show up for the people who needed her, to keep fighting even when the fight seemed hopeless. She had made that choice, over and over, on the bathroom floor with Jaden, in Margaret's pantry, at the diner with Sarah, in the hospital with Marcus Jr., and now standing here with her family, she understood something else. The guilt would never fully disappear. Maya Jenkins would always be with her. The mistakes of the past would always cast shadows. But shadows couldn't survive in the light. And Camille Washington had finally found her light. It was in Marcus's smile, in Eleanor's laughter, in Sonny's wagging tail, and most of all, it was in Jaden. The boy she had saved, the son she had chosen, the purpose she had found. For 547 days, Jaden Thompson had been dying. For 3 years, Camille Washington had been dying too. But tonight, they were both alive, both healed, both home. The monsters were gone, the network was destroyed, the future was bright, and at the center of it all was a family forged in fire. Tested by darkness, bound by love, not perfect, not without scars, but real, and whole, and together. Jaden looked up at her. Mom? Yes, baby. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for letting me. I love you. I love you too, sweetheart, more than anything in the world. He snuggled against her. Marcus wrapped his arms around them both. Eleanor watched with tears in her eyes. Sonny wagged his tail, and Camille Washington closed her eyes. She had spent 3 years running from her past. Tonight, she was finally standing still, because she had learned the truth that Maya Jenkins had been trying to teach her all along. Guilt is not a prison, it is a door. And Camille had finally walked through, into the light, into the love, into the life she had always deserved but never believed she could have. This was her family. This was her home. This was her redemption, and nothing would ever take it away. The end.